there's other talk that he's getting more privileges, like more showers and better food. What are you hearing?
My understanding from my source says that they're letting him shower almost every day.
The court documents claim that Diddy used other inmates' phone access using a non-authorized third-party messaging service to communicate with multiple people.
From his $48 million Miami mansion to hell on earth where chaos reigns. Just some of the words used to describe the Metropolitan Detention Center where Sean Diddy Combs is now being held without bail.
He's making the best of the situation. You know, Dr. King called it the law of unintended consequences. Sometimes the more people push you down, the stronger you get.
For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's the highest profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth.
He's gone from spending $3,000 on a single meal in New York to eating cold hot dogs made from muscle and sinew. With each jail meal typically costing $3 to $4, he'll have to get used to mystery meat.
If you've been keeping up with the Sean Diddy Combs case, a former inmate has finally revealed to us about what these special privileges that Puff Daddy will be receiving at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. As a quick refresher, Sean Combs was arrested on September 16th, 2024 for racketeering conspiracy, transportation. He still denies all these claims and is continuing to await trial as he was also denied bail by the judge. While we all anxiously wait for one of the biggest trials to come, why don't we take a peek at what type of these so-called privileges he will be receiving in the meantime. The source comes from a former inmate, Timothy Smith, who claims Sean will not be receiving any sort of special treatment. If anything, he should prepare himself for a long time of disappointment from his once lavish lifestyle. I can imagine, having gone from hosting some pretty devious parties with all sorts of accessible goods that money can buy, it'll be hard to go from that to simply staring at a blank brick wall majority of the time, and I hope that'll be the case for a very, very long time. Smith was arrested in 2006 when he was caught smuggling across the Canada-US border, abusing the powers he had as a pilot to do so. He saw what opportunity he had and really ran with it. Or flew with it, should I say? Right, I'll stop. His money won't get him any benefits, Smith states, saying in the federal system, it's so limited, you don't get extra privileges because you're rich. You're allowed a few basics like a tracksuit and sneakers from the commissary, but that's about it. They do raids, and if you try to stockpile, they'll take everything. I will also be getting into the commissary for the MDC because some of the items listed there are quite hilarious in comparison to what Sean could have been buying had he not been absolutely terrifying and diabolical. There is a part of me, and I feel terrible for even thinking this, of picturing Sean just hoarding a bunch of things in his cell that he bought from the commissary. I only say this because of all those bottles of lotion that were found in his home. Let's hope they don't sell that at the MDC. Sean is also apparently kept within the management unit and is not allowed access with other inmates, having been kept away from the general population. However, he does share a cell with a convicted crypto fraudster, Sam Bankman-Fried. Keeping separate is probably a smart idea, because I've heard stories that certain inmates do not take kindly to certain actions being done. And with Puff Daddy's case, he is a ginormous walking target. I personally also have no idea who Sam is, but from everyone else's reactions to the Cellmate reveal, he doesn't sound like the best person to be around. I mean, no one really is within a prison. There are no radios or TV sets like some people imagine there was. Anything like we've seen in the movies, Smith adds. A source from CNN also states that they aren't even allowed pillows due to the hostile environments within that prison. You're only allowed 300 minutes a month on your phone, so it's best to use that time wisely and not spend it all in 1 week. Man, my screen time would significantly drop if I took that as a challenge for myself. I'm almost embarrassed at how much I have from simply doom scrolling on my off time. Do cat videos count as doom scrolling though? He is, however, allowed 1 book per week, and the Bible. Honestly, double up on that Bible part. His first and second book options should only be the Old and New Testament anyway. Sometimes you run out of minutes within the first week, and then you're just left talking to yourself, states Smith. Is it bad to say I wouldn't have a problem with that? I talk to myself all the time, especially when I'm watching TV shows or movies where I have to explain the plot out loud to the non-existent people in the room. Anyone else? No? Just me? Right. Smith even tells us that Puff Daddy won't even be given the chance to negotiate any other sort of living arrangements while he's incarcerated. what would you even try and ask for? A PS5? You're in federal prison, my guy. Be lucky that they'd even allow you a handful of crayons and a piece of scrap paper for free. The only thing Thomas Smith could say to Sean was, accept where you are. There's no negotiating your way out of federal charges. And this is coming from someone who only spent a year there, to then having gone extended because of immigration issues. You've literally made your grave and somehow managed to bury yourself alive in the process. Alright, so what will Puff Daddy be given outside of what was already listed? Well, let's start with our wonderful food menu. This source comes from In Touch Weekly, stating Diddy will have his choice of purchasing a 6-pack of water for $4.50, decaffeinated coffee for $3.55, or powdered milk for $5.75. Hey, I get my coffee usually for $2.50 at the bakery down the street. Don't knock it till you try it, Diddy. But also, a pack of water for $4.50? Grocery stores in my area are selling them for $8. Count yourself lucky. They also listed a bit more other basic stuff such as sugar-free honey for $3.70, jalapeno wheels for $3.20, peanut butter for $3.15, chicken stock cubes for $1.80, Spam pouch for $1.50, unsalted crackers for $1.95. Amongst other small, various cheap options that our once almost $1 billion worthy artist will have to endure. But if he really wanted to, he could also splurge on a $9.95 rib steak meal. I wonder how that'll taste after spoiling your taste buds for so long on high-end quality meals. If the sweatpants weren't enough for our lavish inmate, he could always buy sweatshirts for $16.15, or a pair of thermal pants for roughly $8. In this Canadian weather, I'll take a pair of thermal pants for only $8. Are you kidding me? Now, what are the rules for visitors? I mean, aside from immediate family, I don't think anyone is going to be coming for a visit anytime soon for Puff Daddy. A TikTok account that goes by the name of Allegedly Speaking, great name by the way, goes through a bit of the dress code amongst other rules given for those who wish to come and see Sean in all his jumpsuit glory. He is allowed one visitor each day at a specific time, and visits can only last 1 hour. The dress code states no sunglasses, no open-toed shoes, and no ripped jeans. They state that if Sean's visitors decide to use the bathroom during the visit, it's automatically over and they will be required to leave. If there are any children under the age of 4 that are brought, they must remain on the guardian's lap the entire time, no ifs, ands, or buts. As of writing the script too, Puff Daddy has also been denied bail a 3rd time. Apparently, 3rd time's the charm didn't work out for P. Diddy and will simply have to wait until his trial. Despite all of his efforts being compliant and doing everything he was asked of by the police, prosecutors aim to keep him there for a very, very long time. Having all the money you could ever dream of doesn't always buy everything after all. In fact, mo money, mo problems. If you folks ever want to break into this industry making music, doing acting, or what have you, try and keep it clean and legal. I'm your host, Alice, and thank you for sticking around to the end with me.